Welcome. 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 Welcome to News Now on this February 27, 2025 YouTube live stream. What a great time to be alive. I'm so thankful, so grateful for each and every one of you joining us here on this YouTube live stream. This February 27, 2025 YouTube live stream. Talking police officers get wrecked on Police Bodycam live. You gotta like that. You gotta hit that like tab, hit that subscribe tab for that. We'll see what kind of numbers we can put up today. It's all about those numbers. Game over, Matrix. We're breaking the Matrix today. Game over, Matrix. Freedom News Now and the Team One Army is here for total victory. Coming to you from the war room, straight from the underground. Let's OTVO. Sevens. Law X. Watchmen. Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for joining us here today. Watching our six. Doing your part to make sure mission accomplished. No matter what the cost, at all costs. We keep pushing forward, marching forward, driving forward, charging forward. We don't stop. We never stop until we overturn Terry v. Ohio, till we abolish qualified immunity, till we abolish absolute immunity for those judges out there, those activist judges, the corrupt judges, actively violating rule of law, subverting rule of law against the will of the people. Cowboy, welcome. I salute all you freedom lovers in here. So thankful, so grateful for each and every one of you. I salute you. All you freedom lovers. All you patriots joining us here on these YouTube live streams. Helping us break the matrix each and every day, now and forever. Here at Freedom News Now. Talking police officers get wrecked on police body cam live. Entire police force put on leave. Arrested after police chief and 4 of the officers arrested on multiple charges. Breaking news. Coleman County out of Hansville, Alabama. The entire police force of an Alabama city was placed on leave after 5 police officers, including the police chief and one of their spouses, were indicted by a grand jury and arrested on multiple charges. Now, the First Amendment auditor, not a cop watcher, no, an entire police department. It's not the only police department operating as a full criminal organization outside the jurisdiction of law. The Coleman County Sheriff's Department will now provide temporary services for the community. The mayor's announcement came the day after the Hansville police officers, including the chief, were indicted by a Coleman County grand jury and arrested on multiple charges that stem from an incident, the death of a 49-year-old man who was a 911 dispatch operator found in his office. They're blaming the police department, saying they didn't keep full control of their evidence room, and somehow he got contaminated and OD'd by substances that were in the control room. Sounds kind of suspicious to me. Sounds kind of suspicious to me that just, the wind's going to blow in the evidence room, going to blow out into the office area, and all of a sudden it's going to touch this guy and it's going to end him. But I think there was much more to it than that. Coleman District Attorney says the evidence room was not secure and was routinely accessed by individuals who were not authorized to do so. The room had a large hole in the wall. So there you go. You've seen us make videos asking police about the evidence room when you audit police departments. Who's got access? Who's got the key to those evidence lockers? They want to make it out like it's a big joke. They want to play a big game at these police departments. First Amendment auditors were doing Doge's work long before Doge, just on a much smaller scale, holding these police departments accountable, holding government accountable, cutting waste, cutting fraud, cutting abuse. Though it be at a much smaller scale. Imagine if auditor community, cop watch community had billions of dollars funding them. What they could do to stop corruption. So right here, this police department said anyone, basically, all these people had routine access to the evidence room. They could pull anything they want, plan it on someone if they want. They've got their drops. They got their drop. Most of those police officers have their drop weapon. In case something really goes down, they can drop next to the scene. What a great time to be alive. More cops, police officers get wrecked on body cam. Jackson County Sheriff cuts courts, sheriff, jails, and massive defunding campaign of the Jackson County Sheriff Department. We the people and Doge come through on promised reductions as jail operations millage fails. We the people cut massive costs from the Jackson County Sheriff courts and jail as we find wasteful spending, massive waste in spending. Jackson County Commissioners, breaking news. Jackson County, Michigan. Jackson County Commissioners approve more than $1 million in defunding of the Jackson County Sheriff's Department, defunding the Jackson County courts, and they will now defund the Jackson County jail operations after a millage failed to pass, was rejected multiple times by the taxpayers, the American citizens. The Jackson County Board of Commissioners officially approved the defunding of the Jackson County Sheriff Department, courts, and jails. The commissioners voted 8-1 in favor for defunding the Jackson County Sheriff, Courthouse, Drain Commission, and other parts of the county, totaling more than $1 million. Well, they struck down the jail millage. They didn't want these jails, Jackson County jails, are locking up all the American citizens. They're not locking up any illegals in there. They're throwing in there all these American citizens for failure to pay child support. They can't find a job in a wrecked economy. These police officers, the heavy hand of the law, these so-called heroes out there rounding up these fathers out there trying to make a living. They can't compete when their old lady leaves them, messes around on with some illegal who's collecting $5,000 a month in federal funds, courtesy of we the people, the American taxpayer. And you got these police officers, the thin blue liners, and the activist judges, corrupt judges, sending their thin blue line members out there to round up these men for failure to pay child support, failure to pay traffic tickets, rounding them up, pulling them over for burnout taillights, for expired tags. They're not arresting any illegals for that. I guarantee you that. They're not pulling over any illegals for that. And they do, they're sending them on their way. I've got video evidence of it. An illegal caused an accident, was let go, no ticket or nothing. Was allowed to drive away, didn't tow the car away. The car was all banged up. Looked like it had been in multiple accidents before. But the DEI cop let her go. Yeah, imagine that. DEI cop let go an illegal. I guarantee if that was a tax-paying American citizen, they'd have been arrested, had their car impounded. They'd have got points on their, had to pay higher insurance rates, premiums. They probably didn't even have insurance on their car. And this was probably about 7-8 years ago. That's been going on for I don't think much is going to change with that. The numbers of deportations seem to be really down right now. I mean, they're less than the numbers from the last administration. So I think they said like the first month it was 37,000 and the other administration's like 50 some thousand each month. So that's not very many. Stay with us. More cops, more police officers get wrecked on Bodycam live. Talking about these Jackson County sheriff cuts courts, and more. Great to see. Great to see. Also talking about Jackson Public Schools. Breaking news, Jackson Public Schools comes out. What if Jackson Public Schools have ICE enforcement at their schools? Jackson Public Schools is real concerned about ICE enforcement coming to their schools and upholding rule of law at their schools. Jackson Public Schools is the largest school system in all of Jackson County. And they put out a special memo. Their superintendents, other school board leaders come together to have a special meeting in regards to protecting their precious illegals in their schools and what to do, how the teachers, how the administrators, how the coaches, how all the employees should handle a situation if law enforcement, ICE comes into their schools. They said to ignore them, completely violate rule of law, ignore, do not cooperate. It's a direct violation of rule of law at Jackson Public Schools. It really makes you wonder how many illegals are Jackson Public Schools harboring and concealing, aiding and abetting behind those walls of Jackson Public Schools. I think Superintendent Jeff Beal has some questions to answer. How many illegals are you harboring and concealing in Jackson Public Schools? He seems to have some of the support from the school board members. School board trustee Keisha Hamilton, she introduced resolution saying her number one priority, number one concern is protecting her immigrant community, her precious illegals, not her inner city young black youth that need the money, need the funding. Not the inner city black youth, the inner city American citizen youth that need a seat in the classroom, that need the extra hand up to help them get out of a bad situation, maybe help them get out of poverty, help them feed the family. Keisha Hamilton, Jackson Public Schools trustee, seems to be more concerned about her precious illegals. As with Jackson Public Schools trustee Derek Doby's former Jackson City mayor, super gay trustee Derek Doby's leader of the Jackson County Rainbow Coalition, the Rainbow Warrior Movement. We're just reporting on it, reporting and documenting on it. It's fully known. He's backing it. saying there needs to be a warrant, that there's already a warrant in place, system in place. Then Superintendent Jeff Beal says no law enforcement agent is allowed access to our students without a judicial warrant, says Superintendent Jeff Beal. I say that's a complete lie. There's law enforcement officers in every school in Jackson County, nearly every school, especially Jackson Public Schools, every day. Every day there's a law enforcement officer, one of their officers they want out in the public eye, they put out there to use as a propaganda tool around these students in the schools. They dress in their shiniest uniform, dress their shiniest badge on there, shiniest uniform, shiniest police unit parked outside, shiniest side piece. They've got access to those kids every day, those students. It's been that way for over 10 years, 20 years now. There's been law enforcement in every one of these schools. He's trying to tell me no law enforcement has access to these students? Give me a break. You're not pulling that one over on me. You're not pulling a fast one like that over on we the people, Superintendent Jeff Beal. We know law enforcement already has full access. You just want to protect your precious illegals. When it comes to the American citizen, you let law enforcement get at those students. You let law enforcement go through their lockers, go through their book bags, their backpacks, go through their vehicles in the parking lot. But when it comes to your precious illegals, you're harboring and concealing, aiding and abetting. Farmer. So yeah, we support rule of law here. We're the white hats. We're the law-abiding heroes at Freedom News now. The First Amendment auditors, cop watchers, citizen journalists, YouTube creators. We're the white hats. We're the law-abiding heroes. Stand on the right side of history. And that means we follow rule of law. Even when these Jackson Public School administrators, superintendents, educators, teachers, coaches want to directly violate rule of law. First Amendment auditors, we stand up, stand by, stand strong when it comes to rule of law. Maintaining rule of law, standing up for the Constitution like never before, now and forever. For current and future generations. Believe that. Stay with us. More cops. More cops. Guys. Cops get wrecked hard. Stay with us, guys. Don't forget to hit that like, hit that subscribe tab. We're live. Okay, so we may get contact.
insurance companies don't want you to know this.
Yep, I'm right back. Sir, could we have a talk for a minute? Can you explain to me why you're video or recording when there's no recording inside the building? Can you give it just a reasoning, sir? It's okay to record out here, but there's signs that say you can't go in there and do it. So can you tell me why you were violating that?
You don't want to talk to us at all? This is really pretty simple, man.
I can let you guys know I'm a citizen journalist.
Okay.
I'm gathering content for a story.
Okay.
Gathering
and that's fine. But we normally have procedures for when you come inside the building,
right,
and record stuff. You got to set up to come inside. Outside the building's fine.
Okay, I can remain outside the building.
Okay.
Yeah, but we do need do you have your ID on you? Because the issue is when you were recording inside of visiting, that's against our rules, and now you're going to have to be banned from inside the building. So we do need your ID. Okay. Do you have that on you, sir? Is that a yes or?
I'm going to disengage from this conversation.
Okay. So
am I being detained?
No, you're not being detained.
Okay, so I'm free to go?
Yeah, you're free to go. So you don't want to give us your ID?
I'll call the station. Sir, we really do need to glance at your ID just so we can update our paperwork to not allow you in visitation without permission.
You suspect me of committing a crime?
Well, you were actually violating some of the inmates' rights
right. Hey,
by taking
Could I get your name, officer?
Sergeant Hamilton.
Sergeant Hamilton. Thank you, Sergeant Hamilton.
Now, could I get some cooperation from you and be able to see your ID? Because I'm cooperating with you, sir, and trying to work with you. I'm just asking for your ID.
All right. Thanks. See ya. Like I said, man, we're trying to be decent with you. It's just.
Could I get your name?
I'm sure you
understand. Sergeant?
Yeah, my name's Sergeant Galt.
Thank you, Sergeant Galt.
Okay, can we have your name?
Do you suspect me of committing a crime?
No, at this point, we're just checking on you because it's obviously not normal to be filming the government complex, and it's a security issue. That's why we're asking. So can you answer my question? Do you or do you not have your ID on you? Is that a yes or a no? I'll tell you what we can do, sir. If you're not going to answer my question, I can detain you.
Okay, at this point, if I'm not being detained, I'm just going to be on my way.
So you're going to leave then? Is that what you're telling me?
Am I being detained or am I free to go? If I'm free to go, I'm going to finish my photography work and be on my way.
Okay, and how long is that going to take? Because if it's longer than like the next 5 seconds, then you're going to be detained.
I'm going to be on my way here. I'm going to disengage from these guys. They said okay. I'm not detained.
All right.
They're both armed. Both these officers are armed.
Yeah, and the same thing goes for the front of the court complex, okay? You hear me, sir? You can't bring any type of recording device inside the building as well. Okay? Okay.
Okay, here's a nice Calhoun County.
Hit that like tab, hit that subscribe tab. If you're new here, if you're finding us from the YouTube Shorts feed, we're a police accountability, civil rights education YouTube channel. Never better time than now to learn your civil rights. 2025. Coming to you this February 27, 2025 YouTube live stream. It's going to be a good year, big year to be out there auditing, cop watching. There'll be people doing a lot of their events out there. There'll be a lot to record, a lot to document. Make sure you go visit the Freedom News Now store. Get your press shirt, your media shirt. Be ready. Get that extra layer of protection if you get stopped by the police. If you get hassled by the police or anyone as far as that goes, get that press shirt at the Freedom News Now store, or your media shirt. Just gives you that added layer of protection from those tyrants, those insane Karens, insane Darrens. We hold them all accountable here at Freedom News Now. Ja, welcome. James, welcome. Joshua, welcome. Daniel, welcome. FL. Todd, welcome. Farmer, welcome. Talking police officers get wrecked on Bodycam live here at Freedom News Now. Thinking about upgrading to a new microphone. I've had this microphone for several years now. It's a good microphone. Not a good microphone, but I'm thinking about upgrading to a newer one. New microphone will set me back a few $100s. I think it'll improve the quality of these live streams, though. This is a good quality top. Probably better than most people's, but it was the best when I got it. It's a Rode mic. I think I'm going to upgrade to a Shure microphone, though. I had a Shure microphone back in the day. For those of you that don't know much about me, at one time I was a lead singer in a heavy metal band. I used to be lead vocals in a hardcore heavy rock band back in my younger days. We played a few shows, had a few performances, mostly small, local, nothing real big time, but so I like having good vocals on a good microphone, good audio. Gotta come watch the band. Come watch us live. Under the Influence live. From Ann Arbor, Michigan. I'm trying to think of the name. One of the songs' name was, we had a pretty small set of songs. We were pretty new. I think Anxiety was the main song that I can think of right now. Under the Influence was a song. Anxiety was a song. I can't remember some of the other names of the songs. It wasn't like Cop Watch related or nothing like that. This was long before then. That's OTVO says, learn, know, and live your rights. That's right. A lot of people, you know, I get pushback, or auditing community, the 1A audit community gets pushback for exercising their rights by trolls. But, you know, a lot of these trolls, they would never go out and exercise their rights like First Amendment auditors, activists do. You know, putting their life on the line, putting their life in jeopardy for trying to be free. It doesn't take much. You just go out and carry your camera, record with your camera, go out and open carry. Go out and try and exercise free speech in public. You know, you'll either have the police, the thin blue line police officers called on you. They'll call 911. Or you'll have some insane Karens, insane Darrens that despise freedom, despise liberty in America. A lot of them are the trolls. That's why there's so much, give so much pushback to the auditors that are living a free life, because they're living their life locked away, afraid to go out, would never go out and exercise their rights in public, would never go out and exercise their freedoms in public, because they'd get wrecked real quick by some insane Karens, insane Darrens, thin blue liners. They'd get wrecked. They'd get owned real quick. You got to be a fighter. You got to be willing to fight to be an auditor, cop watcher, to try to exercise your freedoms in public. You got to be a soldier, a trooper, a warrior, a fighter to exercise your freedoms in public, because you're going to get pushback. You get pushback from the general public. There's a lot of insane Karens out there. They want to call 911. How dare someone try to exercise their freedoms in public? So you got to give praise. They wouldn't have the courage. These First Amendment auditors, they got the courage, the bravery, the heroism to get out there and record, document, publish, exercising your freedoms. And it can... It's not for everyone. Look what's happening right now I see a new auditor out there, the next generation of auditors out there. One of the next gen auditors, FAPA. He just had an incident. Now I see he went to try to press charges recently. Today he was doing a live stream to press charges. For his incident where a guy walked up to him and to ask him questions, and FAPA sprayed him, FAPA smurfed him, and he picked up 2 felonies, picked up multiple charges, and now he's trying to go do damage control after the fact. Doesn't hurt to try it, but I think it's going to be a little bit too late now. I don't think it's going to make much difference now. He'll get more video, more content, grow his channel more, get some clicks, get some views, get some numbers. He's pushing real good YouTube numbers right now. That's why the police and the courts, the activist judges are trying to slow him down. But they've got a case. They got a case. JJ, welcome. Gotta stay persistent. Jess, welcome. What a great time to be alive. Yeah, we're talking about entire police force put on leave. Entire police force. Right now, Hansville, Alabama. Entire police force put on leave after the police chief and 4 officers arrested on multiple charges. Breaking news, Cullman County, Alabama. The entire police force of an Alabama city was placed on leave after 5 officers, including the police chief and one of their spouses, were indicted by a grand jury and arrested on multiple charges. The Hansville mayor announced recently. So there's some auditors right now doing 1A audits in Hansville, Alabama. I believe AFA and Harvey and Patriot. 3 of them that I can think of were there doing some live audits in Hansville, Alabama. Should be some good video, good content. Make sure you support all your favorite auditors, favorite cop watchers, favorite citizen journalists out there, putting their freedom on the line, their life on the line to protect and defend all of our freedoms, all of our liberties, all of our civil rights for current and future generations. Kevin, welcome. Stay with us. We got more cops. More cops. Stay with us. More cops. Cops like you wouldn't believe. We're live. Hit that like, hit that subscribe tab.
There's Captain Bissard.
Film and harass people. Get off.
Captain Bissard. I'm moving around. I keep moving around.
Okay, get off. Leave.
I can't
Leave.
move.
10 seconds.
So I can't be on the sidewalk?
Freedom lovers, don't forget to like and subscribe for the best ID refusal First Amendment audit fail YouTube videos. That was a tyrant captain. Tyrant captain gets owned by the real captain, Captain Freedom. Captain Freedom here, the top G of the 1A audit community. The final boss of the 1A audit community. The stray bullet Justin Mack here at Freedom News Now. Love all the positive comments. I love all the positive support. I'd mod some of you, some more people in here, some people, but the reason why I don't mod too many people in the chat is just because it somehow it affects the algo and how everything works. So seems to slow things down sometimes. If you got a lot of mods, I'd found out. So I try not to mod a lot of people unless I really need to. Usually don't have the chat box too out of control or is that necessary. It's nice to have some people where they can post some information in the chat box every now and then. I've been thinking about adding a couple of you, like Let's OTVO, maybe some other people. I appreciate you seeing y'all in here. I salute y'all, you freedom lovers. I salute all you freedom loving patriots standing on the right side of history. We're the law-abiding heroes. We're the white hats, the law-abiding heroes, stand on the right side of history. Stay with us. We got more. We also got Fort Smith Police Department. 6 police officers fired in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Breaking news. 6 officers of the Fort Smith Police Department have been fired, according to the public information officer. The 6 officers repeatedly pointed weapons at each other and also spark tested their tasers in the wrong way. Wow. All of them have foreign names. All 6 of them, or 5 of the 6, have foreign names. They sound like foreigners. I've been saying it for a while that it's not just the U.S. military, but the law enforcement in America. They've been hiring illegals, or the new police force in America. Now I'm starting to understand why these police forces in America aren't arresting any illegals. That's part of the reason why, because half the police forces are they're employing the illegals to arrest the American citizen. It appears. We'll be continuing to report and document on it this year, 2025. Every police officer we encounter, we'll be questioning them, asking them, how many illegals have you arrested today? How many illegals have you arrested this week, this month, this year? I'd really like to know and compare it to the numbers of American citizens they arrested and locked away in their jails. Thankfully, the people of Jackson County, Michigan had enough. They defunded the Jackson County jails, defunded the Jackson County Sheriff Department, defunded the Jackson County courthouses with their activist judges that are using the thin blue line members to push their radical, political, ideological agendas on we the people. Well, it's not working. We the people's had enough. Decided to rise up and speak up. Those First Amendment rights, free speech rights. You know, it's never a better time than now to get out and exercise those rights. Join the 1A audit community. Never a better time than now to join the 1A audit community. Speaking of which, it's great to see like a lot of the troll numbers have went down in our chats now that Doge just went in and cleaned up all these feds, these worthless federal jobs, defunded the feds. Now that Doge is going in and defunding the government, been seeing a lot less trolls coming in here, a lot less alphabet agencies trolling my chats. It's great to see. Between that and all the illegals getting tossed back over the wall. All the ones that sneak across, that were sneaking across the northern border. We're up here in Michigan, coming to you from Michigan, where the northern border is 3 times as long as the southern border. There's a lot of illegals sneaking across the northern border. But it's great to see Doge is cleaning up all the waste, fraud, and abuse out of the government, defunding the government. I love seeing Doge defund the government, defund the police. Now we need to focus on defunding the police unions. These police unions where all they do is have a team of pit bull lawyers. All they do is sit around, scheme up ways to defend and protect bad cops, dirty cops, tyrant cops. From big lawsuits, huge lawsuits, civil rights lawsuits. Speaking of which, Jackson Fire Department, Police Department under huge lawsuits. Their police chief just stepped down, resigned after 29 years. Police Chief Elmer Hitt, amid chaos, amid scrutiny, amid turmoil, amid huge federal lawsuits, stepping down after police officers arrested on multiple felonies who just resigned. We got a new police chief of the city of Jackson Police Department, a new DEI police chief at the city of Jackson Police Department and the Jackson City Fire Department. They went full DEI hire in Jackson, Michigan. It should be a good year to get out and record and document. It'll be real interesting to see how these officers are conducting themselves with full DEI. Don't forget to hit that like, hit that subscribe tab. I see y'all in there. I see you. So thankful, so grateful for all the positive comments, all the positive support. Those of you that were keeping an eye on the FAPA situation, First Amendment Agency, he went back, filed more charges. We covered on some of that earlier. He got kicked out of the courthouse. The courthouse tossed him out. He was live streaming. He went back in. I believe he finishes getting the paperwork he needed to press charges. He's got a tough road ahead of him. If you're not familiar with the First Amendment Agency, smurfed a guy who come out to talk to him about why he was recording. He came out, walked briskly out to him and asked him a question. Before he hardly got out one question, the auditor smurfed him, sprayed him. And then from that point, the guy was exercising his right to self-defense from the spray. He has the right to self-defense. And the auditor got arrested, got charged with multiple felonies. He never once said anything about being in fear of his life, fear of being injured, You know, you got to be careful if you're going to use that Smurf spray. If you're going to escalate up the force continuum, better know what you're doing. Think he's going to have a battle in front of him. These prosecutors, they don't usually just bring up charges if they don't have a case. He's going to have a tough battle. And I don't know the laws. It's in Massachusetts. They've got stricter laws in Massachusetts, apparently. Apparently, they have a duty to retreat law, from what I understand. So there is no stand your ground. It's called duty to retreat, from what I understand. So if there's an incident, self-defense laws are somewhat not there, it sounds like, in Massachusetts. So be careful where you're at. Tan, welcome. Novak, welcome. What a great time to be alive. It's all about breaking the matrix. Game over, matrix. Pulling those YouTube numbers, clicks and views. YouTube numbers, clicks and views. About police accountability, civil rights education, and information. Talking about these police force. Entire police force fired. Police officers get wrecked on body cam. Talking some about First Amendment auditors. Got to be careful if you're going to use that Smurf spray. Talk some about levels of auditing. There's different levels to audits. You know, you got like the lower level audits, beginners audits, like probably the lowest level beginner style audits would be like library audits, you know, where you're recording these old lady librarians. Sometimes they have security in the libraries, but that's like the lowest level audit. Probably the most beginner audit is library audits. Then you work your way up to maybe restaurant audits. Post office audits. Post office audits are getting near higher level audits. Police station audits, military audits. Those are some of the higher level audits you're going to engage in. We Cook, welcome. Welcome to this February 27, 2025 YouTube live stream. We're talking about the Jackson County Sheriff defunded. The police, the jail, the courthouse were defunded by we the people. It's not just Doge that's defunding the police. It's great to see Doge defunding the police, defunding the Department of Education, defunding the government. I see y'all in there. I see you. Stay with us. We got more cops. More cops. 9/11 on the way. 911. Cops get owned. Police officers get wrecked. On body cam live. We'll be back out on the front lines soon. Weather's starting to break here in Michigan. We'll be back on the front lines. If you like those front lines videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Be that lucky number, 119,000 subscribers. Subscribe now. Consider joining the Team One Army here at Freedom News Now. Join and become a member for those extra perks. If you are a member, currently we just put 2 new videos on members only. Consider making a contribution, donating to the channel to help support these live streams here at Freedom News Now. Consider donating through a YouTube super chat. It highlights your comment, puts it at the top of the screen for all to see. I'm so thankful, so grateful for each and every one of you. I salute all you freedom lovers out there. I salute all you freedom loving patriots joining us here on these YouTube live streams on this February 27th, 2025 YouTube live stream, where we talk best ID refusals, First Amendment audits, police officers, police, audit, huge lawsuits, big lawsuits, huge lawsuits. Stay with us. Huge lawsuits. Got the entire police force fired. Got 6 police officers fired. Fort Smith. Police officers get wrecked on Bodycam live. Stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with us. Make sure you support all your favorite auditors, favorite cop watchers, YouTube creators, citizen journalists. Go check out the Freedom News Now store for all your favorite original official merch. Go check out some of our other videos if you like those ID refusal, First Amendment audit YouTube videos. We're going to wrap this YouTube video up here at Freedom News Now. As always, thank you for watching Freedom News Now, First Amendment audit. And that's all for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe for police accountability, civil rights education YouTube videos. And I'll see you on the next one.